Okay. So I seen and I saw, and then I said, hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. Listen, this is Young, Famous, and African. This season 1, episode 3. Like I said, this episode, baby, I was sitting there making faces the whole time. The whole episode, there was a lot going on. I'm going to start off with some fashion stuff before I go into this other stuff that I seen and I saw and I said. Okay? Let me just say this. First of all, this multiple shades of blue Power Ranger get up that Annie had on in her confessional, I liked it. I liked it. Don't ask me why I liked it, but it was very X-Men meets Star Trek. It really was. Then she had her hair tinted blue as well. It just, y'all know I love blue too. So it was just pretty to me. And I love the fact that the gloves were made into, I would have loved to see this standing up. I don't know whether it was pants or a dress or a gown, but it was very interesting. It had a lot going on. A lot going on. Very three-dimensional. But yeah, it's one of those pieces that I think you either love it or you hate it. I don't think there's an in-between. I think you either love it or you hate it. It's truly high fashion. It's high fashion. It's really, really, yeah. Yeah. Very avant-garde. I liked it. I liked it. I'm going to say this. I kind of gave Nadia a little about her hair last episode with these blonde dreads just basically pasted into this blonde straight wig. It just looked awful to me. But she come back. This episode she had black. It was done in black. And it was done really well. It was done really well. I think that's what they were going for with the blonde. But the black looked really, really good. It looked really good. Very different. You don't see wigs like that very often. So that one was really good. And I'm going to say this. Oh, and let me say, I've been calling her Connie this whole time because that's kind of how her name is spelled, Connie. But it's really Connie. She's just Connie. So my bad, my mistake. It's Connie. Now I'm going to have to fight myself from calling her Connie because that's what I've been calling her. But I'm going to say this. Her wigs in this episode, she looks better in black hair, which is, you would never usually hear me say that because black hair for us is just, for black people is just so normal. It's like, okay, black, it's always fun to play in other colors and play with the palette. Just play with it. I don't care what color it is, just play. But Connie really looks good in black hair. She really does. The one that she had with the part down the middle that was kind of pumped and had the curls, that was just absolutely gorgeous on her. That looked really good. I liked the volume. There was a little bit of volume to it. I really liked it. That was A1. That was really good. Still, pretty girl. The straight hair is so stark on her. It's very, it's very her look. Her look is very exotic. That black, stark black, straight hair gives very, and that's her look anyway. It's very, like, girl, what? That's her. But the volume, with the part in the middle and all, even it was like lifted in the scalp part. That wig looked really pretty. She had that on in her confessional. She had a little meeting, honey, where she ended up blubbering and crying with DJ Naked. She had the most gorgeous, I think it was salmon colored suit and this real cute little mule on. She was clean as hell. She's acting a fool, but she was clean as hell. So, okay, there go my fashions. Oh, and Pink. We talk about Pink? Diamond. As an old nasty piece of pink little ensemble you had on. He wore that. He wore that because he don't knock me out as far as his looks and things of that nature. I've actually seen the first person, male, that I actually think is actually attractive to me. Like they're not bad looking. Nobody's bad looking, but that made me stop and say, oh, no, he's kind of cute. And that's Annie's husband. Annie's husband, I understand it's kind of why you going through some of what you're going through. He's kind of cute, and he is very charismatic. But anyway, we're going to talk about all that. Let's go right here to the beginning. Kaylee, you are a lot, ma'am. Miss Ma'am, you are a lot. You a lot. Kaylee, Zari, Connie, Annie, and Nadia got together. It's Nadia's birthday. Nadia, well, it's not her birthday yet, but her birthday's coming up, and she's not going to be there in South Africa for her birthday. She's actually going out to meet with her guy. She's going to meet him over in Mexico and hang out. Vic, his name is Vic. She's going to go meet Vic in Mexico and hang out for her birthday. So they gave this little, Connie gave this little birthday tea, and it was pretty much a download from the Nights of Arabia party, okay? So, listen, Zari had her hair pulled back at an old nasty piece of chignon, honey, and had this little fascinator little hat thing situation going on, and I'm lying. It wasn't a fascinator. It was actually a pillbox. It was like a little small pillbox with a veil on it is what it was. It wasn't a fascinator. It was just the placement that she had it sitting off to the side. Clean, 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 clean. As she sat there and acted like one old bitch the whole time. I was like, come on here, Zari. They sat there and Kaylee, for whatever reason, well, first of all, it was for Nadia. So Nadia didn't even appreciate her being there. She's like, I don't know her. I don't know her. You already know, Connie, with your messy ass, that you brought me here. You've been trying to set me up with Diamond, and you knew that was all uncomfortable, what went on. And now she's here at my celebration for my birthday. What is this? She's like, I don't like unnecessary strife. And that's exactly what it was. But see, Connie does. Connie just literally walks around. Connie is the bone carrier. She is completely the bone carrier for the show. She just goes from one space to the next space to the next space, causing trouble. She's the main girl. She's just causing trouble. That's all. But at this, Kaylee, simultaneously, we're watching a little gathering with the guys that Swanky put together. Swanky put together a little group event for the guys, and they're sitting around talking, and DJ Naked is actually fussing because he ain't been getting no sex all week long because Kaylee is upset with him about Diamond's behavior at the Nights of Arabia party and the fact that he's guilty by association. She being messy and unnecessary, basically, is what she's doing. She doing too much. So he was like a little bothered, and I said, okay. And he was telling Diamond, what was that? What was that? Why would you bring all your women to one spot? Like, you don't do that. You don't bring all your women together and, like, what are you doing? And he's like, so, like, did you really like the girl? Do you really love this other one? What is really going on? And, of course, Adelaide is there, and you know him and all his 50 questions. So he said, they basically told him, you didn't even treat Nadia good at the event. You literally ignored her. You basically ignored her. And listen, he was so unapologetic, no apology given, and was wondering why you were even looking for one. He was like, Zari is the queen, and she should be treated as the queen at all times. So it just kind of is what it is. Nadia is who Nadia is, and obviously at this time she's not really all that important. And then he let them know he's going to be going back to Tanzania. going to Tanzania, to take care of whatever. And he had told DJ Naked, you come out to Tanzania and you visit with me, and then I hook you up. I was like, did y'all hear that? I said, Lord have mercy. Anyway, let's go back over to the tea, Annie. Over there to the tea. Kaylee just basically goes and she's like, well, I just was kind of uncomfortable over at the party and this, that. And then she just basically spills all the beans about Diamond and Nadia. Nadia's looking at her now like, for real, girl? For real? Is this what we're doing right now? Honey, all that did was put a feather in Zari's cap. She was like, listen, I don't know nothing about what y'all talking about, but it sounds messy, basically. So Nadia's like, well, the thing is, I didn't know you all were together. She's like, we're not together. She said, we don't do any touchy, feely. We co-parent, and that's it. Gifts, I mean, I have his kids. He gives me gifts. I can't help how he feels about me. She was playing it up. And I would have. But anybody who's been following me for any amount of time and you've heard me speak and we've talked and you've seen any of my live broadcasts where I actually just open up and talk to you all, when it comes to those types of situations, I am quite a bitch myself. So, I would have taken the same road as Zari. My nose would have been so far up in the air that I'd have damn near passed out. Like, put me on no spot with no... Listen, told y'all, I don't share. Not on purpose. It ain't happening. And I think Miss Zari is the same way. She can keep on sitting here saying, we ain't got nothing going on. We don't like each other like that. Girl, Miss Zari, I see you, girl. I don't share my men on purpose. Period. And that's the energy she was giving Nadia. And Nadia was giving some kind of weird energy. She's like, I have a man. She said, yeah, do you have a man? Ain't you ready to go visit your man? I was like, girl, she's letting you have it, this thing, quietly, but letting you have it. And Nadia was like, I couldn't mess with that because it would be a thing where I'm always like in competition with you, and you're a whole lot of woman. I'm not trying to be in competition with you. I was like, oh, girl, you just gave your power away. And Zari was giving, And then her last comment on the whole situation, she says, girl, listen. How Diamond feels about me is really not my issue. That's the next woman's problem. And I sat here and I fell out laughing. And I said, and by the next woman, Nadia, she's talking about you. That's your problem. That's not my problem. Now get into it. I said, that was bitchy. Very much something I would have done. But anyway, is it right? Could be. Could be not, but it's very much something that I would have done with my little Capricorn self. Yes, I would have. Anyway. Then Annie. Now, Annie, I told y'all from the door, I took a quick liking to Annie. I liked Annie. Annie, you messy too. You messy too. You know how to get you some camera time in, and you know how to play this reality game. Because you jumped right over there, and you decided that you want to go for Zari. And you're going to tell Zari about how she offended you at the party because she talked about the shortness of your dress and how she didn't really know you and all of that. But this was the thing. You opened the door to it. It could have went real left or it could have went the way that it went. Zari, she got you, Annie. She got you. She shut you down so fast and so matter of fact that it made you look foolish. It made you look foolish because you could have actually, you were talking and you were blubbering and carrying on all night long. See, because the real problem is she made you feel insecure about your husband. That is the truth. It ain't really about that dress. It ain't about her comment about that dress. It's the comments about how she knew your husband and she wouldn't lead out with information on how she knew your husband and what their relations were. And she got you in your feelings. And then you basically were going at her sideways, underline. And she clocked you and smacked you on your nose with a newspaper is what she did. She gave you very much of, oh, well, girl, you know, it wasn't anything like that. She took, and she literally apologized. She was so gracious that it stung just that bad. She literally, what we call, killed you with kindness. That's another nice, nasty, bitchy move. And I said, bravo, Miss Zari. Bravo. And I like Annie. I really like Annie. But girl, she took and papped you right here on the tip of your nose with a newspaper. Do not reach for me. Do you understand? Do not reach for me. Sit down. I said, psh. Miss Zari, honey. I said, okay, girl, shut you right on down. Just as nice and nasty. I said, she got you. Ain't a thing. You get her next round. Anyhow, so moving on. So that all went on. Like I said, Naked and Connie had to sit down. Connie's mess. She want to go get in his business now because of the whole situation with Kaylee now. Because now she ain't like that whole thing, that little exchange with Miss Kaylee, and then Miss Kaylee spilled all the beans. So now she got to go shake some things up in Miss Kaylee's life. I said, see, you, y'all, if y'all ever take back and look at Connie, y'all see where the issues is all going to come from. But girl, she making you pay now. So she going to get up in your business. She goes, she meet up with Naked, and he come through, and I said, well, look at you. I was like, that was a different kind of outfit for him, because he dresses kind of juvenile. Like he dresses like everything's pretty loose and kind of boyish. But he had this little fitted shirt and these little slacks. He looked nice in it. I said, okay. I mean, he's just there. He's just there. He not bad looking. He not great looking. He just there. Like, he's doable. He's just there. And I said, okay, you look good here. Now, you look good. Both of them, they were both sharp at this little thing. Real nice pants. And like I said, this shirt that I never thought that I would see him in anything like body conscious like that. I never thought I would see him in an outfit like that. I thought definitely I would see more of a diamond in that type of outfit, or swanky and something like that. But it looked nice on him. Anyway, he's sitting there. They had this real nice, nasty little brother-sister argument. And I was sitting there looking at the two of them, and I'm like, actually, you two would actually make a perfect couple. They would actually make a perfect couple. It made me think of a song by Lettucey, honey. That I'm in love with my best friend. They would make a perfect couple because he is not here for any of her bullshit. Period. And he just shut her down. And when she tried to pull it, because he's like, okay, this is the thing. He's telling her, what's this arguing that you're doing and all of this? She's going at their relationship. And what are you doing with her? And what's it all about? And you really didn't run her by me. You know, you just come and then she's just there. And then I was like, oh my. I was like, oh, she's doing a lot. And then he came right back at her and told her, well, what's this whole thing with you and Causey? He just pops up. You act like he's a genie in a lamp because he's doing this. There ain't no substance about that. Then you showing him off like he's a fresh new pair of shoes, basically giving the whole gold digger tea and saying it without saying it, and told her, you know, your situation is not clean, so don't come to me trying to get me together about my situation when I can get you together about your situation. I said, ooh. And it was a real quick, nice, nasty brother-sister fight. And she went to trying to bust up some tears. He told her, don't do that. And that's right when I kicked in and I was like, I'm in love with my best friend. Because that's what you need. Person like Connie, that's exactly what they need. That's exactly what they need in a mate. Is somebody, shut up. Cut the bullshit. I ain't here for it. He told her, don't start that. Because now you're pissing me off. If you start that crying, I'm going to get up and I'm going to walk out. I said, oh. He got her number. You hear me? She was so mad. She was so mad. And he told her, she said, there's nothing wrong with Causey. This, that thing. No, she's trying to defend it. And she said, we're going to get married. He said, you're not getting married. You're not getting married to anyone. You or I, neither one of us are ready, nor are neither one of us going to be getting married anytime soon. It is a no. I said, oh. And I'm laughing because I said, because y'all actually need to be married to each other. That's what it is. Because I believe the way they were actually going at it and the way he shut her down, I believe they actually do love each other. Maybe not that way. Maybe they just haven't seen it. And they're both young. They're young. They may not even see it yet. But I think they're perfect for each other. He ain't going for her garbage. And she just ain't going to get no leeway with him. And he don't mind having a hard conversation with Miss Connie. And he see her for a bull crap. But it was pretty funny. But she ended up saying, we need to go to like a group counseling type of thing or whatever and see what's going on because we both in the same boat, I guess. She got mad and she walked out. He says, oh, so you're going to leave now? You're mad you're going to leave? Well, goodbye. Going on. She went on about her business. Next thing we see Swanky. Old Swanky and Annie. He says, you know, she's been up and down on an emotional roller coaster. She's missing being home. And then she's having these little fights with these people. You know, just, I don't know how her time here is going, you know. So he had some surprise for her. Brought out these beautiful, had people bring out these beautiful roses. And then the next thing you know, out walks her husband. Her husband walks out. His name, what is Tu Boo Boo or Tu Baba? Her husband. And I looked at him and I said, okay, so now, because we've only actually seen him in clips and we've seen him on the phone, like on a Snapchat type of little thing that they're doing or FaceTime. And when you actually see him in his stature, he actually is good looking. He's good looking and he is very charismatic. And I was like, wow, okay. So I see where we at. And she loves that man. She is completely enamored with this man. And it's bad. It's bad because his behavior is not the behavior that you want to be. See, it works real well for you when you're in a relationship with somebody that loves you more than you love them. It works really well for you. But if you're the person that loves the person more than they love you and they're willing to hurt you, you got yourself in a bad situation. She in a bad situation, you know. And I don't think that he can do any better. There's some stuff that happened later on, I'm just going to say. But anyway, I'm like, you just doing the most, girl. And the thing is, you've given your power away because you have made it very evident that you are completely enamored with him still. 10 years being married. 10 years. They've been together longer than that, but they've been married, I believe, like 10 years. She literally was licking him. And he's like, oh, this is one day she could actually go ahead and she could be naughty. Like, she was like doing the most. Swanky laughing at her. She's doing the most. She literally was licking him, like right here, like on the side of his head. I was like, girl, what is that? Like, I don't. That's your love language, sis? To be acting like a cat or a puppy? Licking him. I mean, it wasn't like you licked his ear, you know, like if you licked the back of his ear, I would understand that, or his neck, or something like that, or anything, you know, there's a couple places you can lick, honey, and get yourself a little reaction, but we ain't going to go into that, because I ain't going to share all that with you all. Whew, that's another life for a different time. Get on out of here, back up. Anyhow, but I ain't never seen nobody lick nobody up the side of their damn head and face. I was like, what is that? But okay, Miss Annie, honey, sit your ass down. That's crazy. Anyway, so let's break away from them. We'll get back to them in a second. Couples induction is what it was called. So we got Kaylee and Naked, and we got Connie and her dude, but he didn't show up. Causey didn't show up. And it wasn't nothing but a setup. Joe. She said, Causey doesn't want to meet with you. He doesn't want to see you after, the conversation. I told him what was said. He doesn't want to see you. No, girl, you probably haven't told Causey anything about this whole situation. You did what you wanted to do. You got in their business, and you threw them into some marriage counsel, which is what you wanted to do, and then got up and went to walk out. He got her together again. He gonna say, well, say goodbye. And she's like, he says she's rude. She always does things. She never says goodbye. She's just rude. So she left like that the other day. Say goodbye. And she said it. I said, Miss Kaylee, you don't even know your competition is right there in the room with you, baby. That's the thing that's going to stop you from getting him as a husband, because his wife is right there in the room. She just don't know it, and he don't know it. Psh, that's what I see. Anyway, so basically it all broke down to, listen, you two need to listen to one another and stop cutting each other off. And it's so funny because Kaylee was doing all these different things. Kaylee got some control issues. She wants to control him. He seems very easy. Like, he seems easy to date. Like, he's not clingy. The way he acts would definitely work for me. He's self-sufficient. He don't feel the need to be clinging to you and all up underneath you. He ain't trying to go mess around on her, really. You know what I mean? He says some things that are a little problematic, but that's kind of African men. Like he's like, as long as you don't get caught, whatever. But for the most part, he would work for me. Child, I would be like, okay, go on now. I mean, come on, he's a DJ. He's a DJ. DJs are just like pop stars. You know what I mean? They can get it like this. They ain't got to look like nothing or nothing. All you got to do is be the DJ. He doesn't even seem like he's really bent on all of that. He's not. He just seemed very easy. She wants to control everything. He's talking about this story about this oatmeal and how she wanted to try to make. He said he wanted sugar and she don't want to put the sugar in. I'm just trying to make it better for him. It ain't better for him without the sugar, whore. Is you crazy? If he said he wanted the sugar, put the sugar in there. You doing too much. You doing too much. You trying to re-raise him. But did you forget, like, he's older than you? Okay, Michelle, can't raise a man, girl. You can't. He already been raised. You can't re-raise him. And you're younger. Sit down. You should be glad that he's not raising you to his hand. Because that's the thing that I feared when I heard about y'all's age difference, is that he just had you and was raising you to his hand. But that ain't what's going on. You trying to raise him to yours. You're going to lose, ma'am. You're going to lose. But anyway, the lady she was actually on. She was right on point. Anyway, let's move on. Diamond went on over there to Zari's house to visit his kids. Diamond, I'm not impressed. This whole thing, oh yeah, we co-parent, and I'm going to not go in on you too much because this is just television. We only seeing a little piece of it, but you were there for days, and all we saw was you roll up there on the kids. The kids were dressed up real nice. God, they look just like him. And you gave everybody some gifts, and you out. I'm going back to Tanzania. Like, I ain't gonna go all the way in because, again, we're seeing a really scaled down version. But you ain't took them nowhere. You ain't did nothing. You came and gave some FaceTime, and then you was out the door. I was completely not impressed. I wasn't impressed at all. But them little ones, they love them, honey. But that's how children are. They don't know when their parents ain't doing. They just love their parents, honey. Both of them. And they really cling to whichever ones ain't there. Whichever ones are not there, that's not doing discipline and the day-to-day they see them, they're used to that one. It's the one that's not around, girl. They just love them, honey. That's just how kids are. Anyway, so let's move on. So the rest of the episode was really about Annie and her husband. And he set up this whole little dinner for them. She had this really pretty emerald green pants set. She had the pants, and it could have been a gown, because it actually had it was like a gown, but it just had pants under. Very that's very back in the day. That's very dynasty. That's very back in the day. I liked it. It was very pretty though. The way it was made, the way it was draped, it was really sharp. And it looked good on her. It looked good on her. Emerald green. Can't go wrong. Anyhow, they sat there. He basically, we got to see him woo her. And I see why you just are all like you are. She's a mush. He understands the assignment. He knows exactly what he got going on with her, and he knows what to do to get what he needs and what he wants out of her. Told her basically how, her being gone for a few days, him being there with the kids, that he really understands what she does as a mother and that he appreciates her. Honey, she was just a mess, honey, crying and carrying on. Then he proposed to her. It was a vow renewal dinner. He proposed to her, gave her a new ring, beautiful ring. Beautiful ring. And then this is when I was like, what? When he says, let's do another 10 years. And she said, 10 years? I'm do forever. She put her finger out there for the ring. And he's like, 10 years, let's step by step. Problem. That is a problem, sir. That's a problem. And I was digging you, even in your ways. And I see what you had going on and how you was working it. When you said that, I said, get his ass on up out of here. You out of order. It's till death do us part. And I don't think that's any different over there in that continent than it is over here. It's till death do us part. Not 10 years at a time. The hell? We ain't leasing. What you talking about? And I was like, all right, he could take his cute ass on back home, because at this point, now I'm not impressed at all. Anyway, listen, I'm having myself a good old time with this. This is Young, Famous, and African. Baby, y'all did this. It's a good show. It is a good show, and y'all got it going on, honey. And listen, I say that every episode, don't I? And until I stop saying it, we good. I'll see y'all on the next episode. Later.